Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on a big title that you can play as a free trial right now. It's not on Steam. It's a Ubisoft title. It's a recently released Ubisoft game, so you guys know how Ubisoft goes. And we've been crapping on them a lot recently, so why not give them some shine on a game you can play for free, at least for 2 hours. So we'll talk about that. On top of that, want to give you guys a heads up on an early access title dropping on Steam tomorrow. Going a little bit under the radar, but it's coming from a great studio, so we'll talk that in a little bit. But first of all, Assassin's Creed Mirage free trial and free title update has dropped. And the free trial is available on Ubisoft Connect as well as the Epic Game Store. It lets you play 2 hours of the game, and if you do buy the game, you do get to carry your progress. Now, keep in mind that the game is $50 right now. Ain't no way in hell you should be spending $50 on this game 5 months or 6 months after release. I think it came out at the end of October. Yeah, like, I enjoyed Assassin's Creed Mirage. Ubisoft was nice enough to give me a copy of the game, and I enjoyed it. It's not a throwback to the classic Assassin's Creed that I like, the AC2s, the AC4s, the Brotherhood, the Revelations of the world, the Syndicates, but it is a smaller scale Assassin's Creed game, and there's a reason it's a smaller scale Assassin's Creed game. It initially started off as an expansion, and they spun it into its own full game at $50. That's why it wasn't a full $60. Now, if you do want to play the game, you can sign up for Ubisoft Connect. I believe it's $18 a month now. Used to be $15, but you guys know the deal with subscription services. Those prices just be going up and up, but it's $18 a month, and it gets you access to everything Ubisoft. It gets you access to the highest end edition of any game that they put out. So yes, once Star Wars Outlaws comes out, you don't have to pay $130 for the top tier edition. You can sign up for an $18 a month subscription service. Now, $18 a month is quite pricey for a subscription service, so take that for what you will. It does also give you the vault catalog of Ubisoft titles, so there is that. I do really despise Ubisoft not releasing their games on Steam, and I don't know what the deal is. Like, I would be fascinated to know what is the agreement with Ubisoft and Epic Game Store. Like, it's gotta be a multi-layered agreement, because if Ubisoft was just of the mindset, okay, we want to pop off with Ubisoft Connect, fine, by all means, do that. But then why are you releasing your games on the Epic Game Store? I have to think, like, this is just spitballing a theory here. I have to think that Epic Games is paying something to Ubisoft to not put these games on Steam as well, and it's kind of like a double W for Ubisoft because they get to promote their own platform, they get to promote their subscription service, at the same time, they get to take a paycheck from Epic Games by releasing their games on Epic Game Store, and nobody's buying, like, Assassin's Creed Mirage on the Epic Game Store. Like, who's buying this game on EGS? Maybe, like, 3 people. I would be fascinated to know how many people bought, like, Assassin's Creed Mirage and some of those games on the Epic Game Store. It's gotta be like 3 people, but I would just be fascinated to know how the entire deal of that is structured, because it makes no sense to me. Why isn't it on, okay, it's not on Steam, makes sense to release it on Ubisoft Connect, but then why is it on Epic Game Store if you really do want to promote your own platform? And at the end of the day, you release a game on Steam, you still have to go through Ubisoft Connect, and we know what Ubisoft does. Their games ultimately do come out on Steam 3 to 6 months. Not 3 to 6 months, that's way too quick. Like a year and a half, around that range. Sometimes it's a little bit different. I believe Crew Motorfest is coming out on Steam here very shortly, and that's been like 7 months, but you get the idea. They're kind of shooting themselves in the foot with a lot of their releases, like Skull and Bones. They just completely shot themselves in the foot with that game, and that game flopped, but maybe it would have flopped a little bit less hard if it was on Steam, and you could have used that to elevate the game's visibility. I don't know. I know I'm going on a tangent, but Ubisoft always enrages me a little bit, and there's so many layers of the rage. Like, there's the aspect of the $130 gold editions, and then there's the aspect of not releasing their games on Steam, but on the Epic Game Store, which it's just, whatever. AC Mirage, pretty decent game. Don't spend $50 on it. Try it out for 2 hours, see how you like it, and I would recommend you to play Valhalla as well if you want to get into that game. But moving on from that, here's a game that I am looking forward to coming out tomorrow, and it's coming From Moon Studios, the developers behind the Ori games, they aren't doing Ori anymore. They are doing No Rest for the Wicked. It is hitting early access tomorrow from Moon Studios, the award-winning developers of Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Fantastic, fantastic games. Comes No Rest for the Wicked, a visceral precision action RPG to reinvent the genre. The game is definitely a little bit of, let's just say a little bit different than Ori, to say the least, from Moon Studios. The game notes brutal, precision-based combat, hone combat skills with a system that challenges you to be deliberate and strategic, battle against gruesome creatures, enemy soldiers, and punishing bosses. Intense, visceral combat. Feel the weight and speed of each weapon through their own movesets, enchant armaments with runes, craft rare armor, and create bespoke character builds that fit your playstyle. An epic human saga. Discover a mature, dark narrative on the harsh swords of Isola Sakura. Cunning rulers and ferocious rebels vie for the throne, all while an ancient plague sweeps across the land, turning its inhabitants into monstrous versions of themselves. A handcrafted world. Explore a painting come to life. Take in the strikingly painterly world, meticulously built with an incredible attention to detail in a unique, ageless art style. Beauty radiates in every frame, from the dappled sunlight of the lowland meadows to the viscera-smeared, twisted shadows of the nameless past. Each new location is a home to its own people, problems, hidden treasures, and secrets to unearth. A moment's respite. Take respite in the town of Sacrament, purchase property, and decorate it to make your own. Fish on the shores till and harvest the land and for ingredients to create meals that replenish health and boost stats. And you've got online multiplayer in there as well. Quite a lot of depth to its gameplay, as noted. It is going to be an early access. They know No Rest for the Wicked is an expansive title with a wide variety of systems, features, and narratives. It's also a game that continues to be deep in development as we launch into early access in 2024. As our most ambitious game yet, we know that we will need your feedback to help us fine-tune and build all of Wicked's various systems and upcoming features into the best they possibly can be. The feature roadmap on the page is the main outline for early access. We're excited about the road ahead, and we'd love to receive your suggestions and feedback. While we have an idea of how long early access development should be, this may change, and that's generally the case across the board. The 1.0 version of No Rest for the Wicked will be a significantly expanded version of the initial early access release. This version will take into account player feedback throughout its time development and may be different from what we already have planned. Upcoming features that will be included prior to 1.0 release include multiplayer, 4-player co-op, multiplayer PvP, expanded story content and chapters, additional map regions, farming, more weapons, armor, rare items and gears, new enemies and bosses, additional crucible floors, and more. We are planning on a discounted price during early access that will increase once the game hits 1.0. If you purchase during early access, you will not need to make an extra purchase, of course. No Rest for the Wicked will be $39.99, so a little bit more on the pricey side for an early access game. Like, comparatively to Ori, now it's a much more expansive game than Ori, and, $35.99 for the initial period when you're talking about the introductory offer, and then it is going to be $39.99 after that 2-week period ends. So when it comes out of early access, it might be like a $50, $60 game. I would imagine 50, but this game is looking to be a little bit more expansive, to say the least, than their other titles, so we'll see if that price point holds up, but excited to see what No Rest for the Wicked offers, and it is dropping tomorrow, April the 18th. By the way, they did also outline system requirements: i5 8400 minimum, 16 gigs of RAM, GTX 970, nice to see the 970 still kicking in there, and then recommended 16 gigs of RAM, i5 12600K, or Ryzen 7 5800X, and then an RTX 3070 Ti, or an AMD Radeon RX 6800 XT, so relatively high-end for the recommended requirements. But that is going to do it for me. Again, you can try Assassin's Creed Mirage free right now. 2 hours of game time, April 16th until the 30th, and No Rest for the Wicked dropping tomorrow. Keep that game on your radar, even if you're not picking it up right away. I know some of you guys aren't big on picking up early access games right away, especially, $36 is quite expensive, but hopefully it does have a good amount of content to justify that price, but I think it will based on what we know so far. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.